The last signal, the radio crackled in the silent control room, a lonely beacon in the vastness of space. Commander Evelyn Carter leaned in, her breath shallow as she twisted the dial, desperate for clarity. "Houston, do you copy?" she whispered, but only static replied. The Odyssey had been drifting for the last 24 hours after an unexpected energy surge disabled their navigation systems. The crew, once a team of 5, was down to 3. Lieutenant Park had been the first to vanish. One moment he was securing the cargo bay, the next, his vitals flatlined on the monitors. Then Captain Ruiz disappeared without a trace. Evelyn clenched her jaw. She had to keep it together. "Jackson, what's the status on the beacon?" Ensign Jackson, barely 24 and fresh out of training, was pale but focused. "It's active, Commander, but something's jamming the signal. It's like something doesn't want us to be found." Dr. Lillian Voss, their biologist, adjusted her glasses. "We need to consider that we're not alone. This part of space is uncharted. There could be..." She hesitated. "Unknown variables, you mean life forms?" Evelyn said flatly. A tense silence filled the room, then the ship's lights flickered. A cold wind, impossible in a controlled environment, brushed against Evelyn's skin. Jackson gasped as the monitors flashed erratically. "The sensors picking up movement in the corridors. That's where Ruiz disappeared," Jackson murmured. Evelyn grabbed her sidearm. "Stay here. Lock the door behind me, Commander." "Wait." Lillian protested, but Evelyn was already moving. The hallway was eerily quiet, save for the soft hum of the failing generators. She stepped carefully, weapon raised, eyes darting between the flickering lights above. Then she saw it, a shadow. Too tall, too thin, moving unnaturally fast. It skittered along the walls, its limbs bending at impossible angles. Evelyn's pulse pounded. "Identify yourself," she ordered. The figure stopped. It didn't breathe. Didn't move. And then, a whisper. Soft, distorted, crawling into her skull like an unwelcome parasite. "You were never meant to be here," Evelyn fired. The bullets ricocheted off the metal walls as the creature dissolved into the shadows. She stumbled backward, heart hammering, before sprinting back toward the control room, opened the door. "Now," she screamed. Jackson barely had time to disable the lock before Evelyn burst inside. She slammed the door shut, her breath ragged. "We need to get out." Now, the escape pods were disabled in the surge. Jackson said, panic rising in his voice. Evelyn turned to Lillian, who was staring at the monitors. "Commander," she whispered, horror in her eyes. The security feed showed every corridor, every room, every shadow, and in each of them, something moved, hundreds of them. Evelyn swallowed hard. "Then we fight," the radio crackled again. A voice, barely a whisper, broke through the static. "Run."